Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. This morning while I was on my private support group, I was on both, but while I was on the private support group, one of the members had some concerns about being able to stay no contact, and I told her that I would actually make a video today to help her with some reinforcement, and here we are making this video. And I hope that it helps her and anybody else that's struggling in this area. And a lot of survivors early on, they have these issues, or they feel, the resistance. And that can happen for a lot of reasons. All right. First of all, I'll say that I have made additional content on this channel to help with that, and I will ping them or attach them to the end of this video. So feel free to watch those videos. I'll see if I have a no contact playlist. I may or may not. If I don't, I'll try to today. Give me some time if I don't. Pull those videos together. But I have over 700 videos, and all of them are really helping you to stay no contact if you think about it. But in some shape, form, or fashion. But there are very specific ones that I've made as well that is just like really specifically talking about it. So I'm going to make this video for no contact reinforcement, and I think is actually a great time to be doing that, you guys. The other day I did come on here and I scratched the surface about not falling for any hoovers. And this is when, a toxic person tries to pull you back into the relationship, especially, with Valentine's Day approaching. So this is a great time to put up a no contact reinforcement video. And again, I hope it helps you on your journey. Take what you can. All right. With that being said, let's talk about it. Now, first, I just want to define what no contact is. And this is amazing. I'm telling you, every time that I try to make videos, someone's calling me. So let me just go ahead and mute my phone as I should have before we started this conversation. Hold on, you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and mute this and turn off my Bluetooth because I want you guys to, of course, have my undivided attention. All right. And also, I'm going to be uploading other videos today as well. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Great place to learn about psychology. Great place to increase your emotional maturity. Great place to reconnect with yourself. Great place to get closure from toxic experiences and traumas that you've experienced in your life, abuse, a great place to heal from that. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you're notified when I upload videos. Great ways to support this channel is to always hit that like button. If you want more content like that, show some love, hit the like button up. Leave a comment here. This puts energy behind the video and of course helps the channel grow, and I appreciate all the love and support from my day ones and all the newcomers and everybody in between. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this video. No contact reinforcement. And I said I wanted to start by defining what no contact is, because sometimes people are a little bit unclear on that. So I want to make it crystal clear of what actually no contact is, you guys. No contact is basically when you are not directly or indirectly trying to have contact with this toxic person, and usually no contact is used in reference to talking about narcissists, okay? And this could be romantic, friends, whatever level this narcissist is in your life. No contact is when you are not directly or indirectly trying to make contact with them. All right. And if you're able to actually be in that position, if it's in a work setting and it's your boss or something, no contact isn't going to be feasible. Then you can do something called gray rocking. But this video is not about gray rocking, so we're not going to hop into that. You can research it. I have content on it on this channel. There's a whole community. If you just search it on YouTube, you'll find out what gray rocking is. And if you want to know what I have to say on it, just put reflection and progression, gray rocking, the content will come up. Okay. With that being said, that's what no contact is. So if you are not texting and calling them, emailing, and all that other stuff, but you're still spying on their social media, guess what? That's not no contact. All right? We can put that in the indirect, even though you are directly, stalking or lingering or snooping, whatever you want to call that, all right? It's still indirect. And I'll say indirect because you're not saying anything to them, but you're still coming into contact with something called their energy, you guys, all right? And this isn't good for you. It isn't. Although I know from my experience of talking to so many survivors that a lot of people go through that phase of, working their way up to no contact, full no contact. But in the beginning, it might just be they're not literally and directly in contact. And then you're kind of working your way up to the no contact where you're not even looking back on their social media and those type of things. All right. Or trying to go through third parties and talking about them with third parties. You're not no contact. You are actually, if you're still trying to get information about them through third parties and stuff like that, that is kind of breaking your no contact, even though you're not directly, but we can put that in the category of indirectly. So, there's a measuring stick to figure out if you're even actually doing no contact to the fullest, because either you are or you're not. So, there's a measuring stick right there. All right. Now, moving right along from that, what are some of the reasons or some of the challenges that survivors may have in keeping no contact? Let's hop into that. Now, this is, going to be the meat of the video here. And you could find that some or all of these reasons may apply to you. And at least, it gives you some further self-awareness, because I'm all about that on this channel. So you can roll up your sleeves and start dealing with these issues, these reasons. All right. So number one on my list, you guys, of, making no contact hard or more challenging for the survivor is if they're not fully embracing the truth. And we'll also add here, either not fully embracing the truth, or maybe even a situation of them not fully knowing the truth. Maybe they feel like they're not knowing enough truth. But, I could sidebar here. We may not know everything, but we know enough. We know that it was toxic. We know that it was abusive. We know that it's not working good. We know that it's not uplifting us. We know that it's not light. You know what I'm saying? So not fully embracing that's enough to embrace right there, But oftentimes it's more so embracing these soul ties, which may not have been broken yet. And all the other things that keep us bound or in bondage to this toxic person. So the gaslighting, embracing that over the truth, holding on to that mask or the love bomb phase of the relationship instead of embracing the truth. The truth is that was a lie. And I have plenty of content on shattering the narcissist's false mask, or, that initial goodness, it is certainly in the Mercury retrograde. So I've been tongue-tied like this week. But yeah, the initial images and illusions and delusions, and those aren't even the words that I'm looking for, but hey, they work. That they left with you. The impression. There we go. The impression, you guys. The initial impression, or those first impressions that the narcissist is leaving. What we need to be embracing are, what are the facts here? What are the facts? And if we stick with that, we're not going to be so much in embracing our messy emotions right now, because that's what they're going to be right now. They're a little bit messy. But even if we embrace those, some of those are saying, "Ooh, this doesn't feel good. This hurt my feelings. I'm devastated," but no, we're embracing, "Oh, I'm missing them," and I've made videos on this. How you're not really missing the narcissist. You're grieving what you thought they were. Okay, so someone who's having a hard time with no contact, chances are they're not fully embracing the truth, and maybe They feel like they don't have enough truth, or they're still a little blind at this time to what's really going on. All right. The next thing on here is you don't want to believe it. You know, maybe something is sitting right in front of your face, smacking you, punching you, pushing, yelling at you, the universe yelling at you, showing you these things, and you just don't want to believe it because, yet again, going back to the first thing, holding on to the mask and not fully embracing the truth, you guys. And this means that you're in a massive resistance, but you're in a massive resistance at this point to so many things. You're in a massive resistance to change. You're in massive resistance to evolving here, okay? So when someone doesn't want to believe, maybe they don't want to have faith in, you know, the other side, which is life without this narcissist. Maybe they don't have a lot of hope in that. All right. And as we go down the list, we're going to be addressing those things as well. And the next thing that I want to point out here is maybe this person feels overwhelmed. You know, usually when this discard goes on, and we want it to be the final discard at this point, and that's, you know, whether it's mutual or not, whether it's a final discard to them, because, you know, they love to restart these cycles of abuse with supply that already know what it is. You know, when they come back, you already know what it is. You know what I come with. I'll just re-trigger your toxic side, and you feed off of my toxic side, and we be toxic together. You know, this is what toxic people are doing, and this is what narcissists are doing here. And this person could feel very overwhelmed at this point of the relationship, where chances are the narcissist is pushing them away, giving them the cold shoulder, giving them the silent treatment, cutting them off because they weren't in their strength and knowing they're worth enough to do it themselves. Or maybe they did do it and they're feeling overwhelmed by emotions. So what happens when we feel overwhelmed here? You know, like if the kitchen is hot, you want to get out of it, don't you? You want to get out of that hot kitchen. It's getting too hot, and then you are getting pushed out of your comfort zone at that point. And it's like, well, it soothes me in a toxic way, but, you know, I'm going to self-soothe myself by going back into that toxic situation. At least I don't have to feel all these additional overwhelmed feelings that are going to start to set in and, you know, come up out of me as I deal with the fact that this relationship is over. You know, it feels more painful at first because I'm ripping myself, right? You're ripping yourself away from that previous energy. And yeah, you know, everything is coming up now, everything. Whereas when it's just a cycle of abuse, you're mad at them about what they just did. You're not facing like this full picture thing. You're not dealing with all these elements. Now you got to face your inner childhood wound. It's over. It might feel overwhelming at that point, and that's why you don't have to go at it alone. Get professional help. I did during my recovery, okay? And I've said this in other videos. I went through counseling for 18 months after my worst relationship with a narcissist. Okay. And it was very helpful in my life. I had a psychologist and a therapist. All right. 18 months, you guys. I really was willing to do what I need to do because I had hit my rock bottom, and enough certainly was enough for me at that point. All right. And a lot of times when people are struggling with no contact, maybe they feel like they haven't hit a rock bottom. But you know what? I have a question. Why do you need to hit rock bottom? Are you that stubborn to stay and force something to work that's not for your higher good, that you have to have the most devastating, lowest of the low of the situation? Now, I'm going to talk to the survivor right now that reached out to me this morning because you gave me some additional information. You let me know that you had a girlfriend that was in a situation when she was with a toxic narcissist, and she just kept going back, you know. I'm not her. I didn't talk to her. I don't know what was going through her head. I just know I've talked to a lot of survivors, and maybe, you know, there's something inside of her that, you know, she just kept getting sucked back in. Maybe she didn't feel like she had enough support system. She, you know, all these things that I'm saying on the list was probably going on with her. So as we go down the list, these things probably applied to her, but it ended up costing her her life. So, you know, sweetie, you were up close and personal with that, and you said it's been, what, a year? No, you said it's been 5 months ago. Your best friend died from narcissistic abuse. Your best friend, and she was married, okay, to the narcissist for 19 years. And you kept telling her and she didn't listen, you know? But now it's time for you to take your own advice, and to continue to take your own advice, because you're out of the situation. You're out of it. And you try to help her up until her last breath. And I said this in another video, how a lot of times survivors don't extend the same love and care for themselves that they are willing to give to other people. Now, you wouldn't tell your girlfriend to stay in that situation, and you got out, but you're feeling conflicted, okay? So, yeah, for you to be up close and personal with that, man, that is that's the universe showing you right there. And for the love of yourself and honor of your friend, don't go back. Don't go back, sweetie. All right. So let's go on to the next thing that I have here on my list, and that's fear. Fear of wanting all the questions first. Well, what next? Where am I going to go? How's this going to pan out? Only God knows the end to the beginning. I'll just start off by saying that. We don't need to know all that. All we need to know is we don't need to be where we was. I'm not sure where I'm headed 100%. Not sure how this is going to pan out. But you know what? I know it ain't there. I know that ain't it. It has to come down to that. And sometimes the fear can be afraid of breaking that codependency because you never stood on your own foot, or you find that most of your life has just been wrapped around and codependent on other relationships and connections external from yourself. So afraid to, break away from that energy as well. The fear could be for your life and your health, but guess what? That's when you really need to be breaking out. We're talking about your life here. If you feel like this person is capable of taking your life and is bringing and pulling your health down, because it's all you got in your 3D body here, that's really when you need to be going and getting away and breaking away. But fear is, man, fear can cripple. Okay, fear can really cripple us. And what it does is it exacerbates or, amplifies those feelings, those feelings that are attached to that fear, and that can trigger you or make you have that doubt, towards you doing the right thing for yourself. It's like intercepting your logic, basically. All right. You have to know that these things are going to happen because the narcissist, chances are, planted fear inside of your head too. And that's probably running through your mind. You ain't going nowhere. Nobody ain't going to like you. You ain't got nothing. Your life is screwed because, maybe you wrapped your world around them and you weren't investing in yourself. And now you're like, I don't have no education. I don't have no money. I don't have this and that. Or you feel like, fear or narcissists, and they even say things that just in your logic, it just is not true, but in your emotions, you might hold on to it when you don't know better and you don't know your worth. Or, nobody wants you. You got all these kids now, they'll try to find a way to kick you when you're already, in low vibration. They'll try to find a way to put that fear. They want you to be in fear because that's when they have a chance to come back in, you guys. All right. So fear is really a big deal, you guys. It's really a big deal to be addressed. But all humans have fear, but you can still be fearless even though you're feeling the fear, because what's for me is better. My want and desire to have a healthy life, my want and desire to end this cycle is greater than my fear. And for those of you connected to the source, God and the universe, his love for you is greater than your human fear. He already knows what your fears are. That's why he says you can hand that stuff over to him. You can share it with him and he will keep you covered. Stop going at it on your own. And I'm so glad that you're on a support group, young lady. I'm so glad that you're on the support group. And it shows that, you're at least trying to, increase your support system at this time so that you can stay strong and get over this. All right. Now let's talk about the next thing. Insecurities. Okay. Insecurities. Whatever you feel insecure about. And that, ties in with the fears. All right. So we have to address those insecurities. Logically, write them down. It's okay. Get real with yourself. Write down, what are my fears? What are my insecurities? Tap into your emotions and then tap right on into your logic to find the solutions for it. And if you don't have the answers, seek wise counsel. Hello, welcome to my channel. Seek wise counsel, okay? Seek wise counsel. Next, uncomfortable with endings. And I've talked about this on this channel as well. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with endings. And it's because we need to redefine our definition of endings and our perceptions of endings. Endings are beginnings. They really are. A lot of people just focus on the ending part, but they don't realize when something ends, something else is going to begin. This is a part of the cause and effect, you guys. All right. So, endings can be a blessing. Aren't you trying to end being in emotional turmoil? End the abuse. End the pain and the suffering. End a toxic relationship. These are beautiful things, but we're uncomfortable with it oftentimes because there's a price that we're going to have to pay for it. Yes, you have consequences from being in that relationship. Yes, you're going to have shadow work. Yes, you're going to have to deal with yourself. Yes, you're going to have to deal with your inner child. There's things that are going to have to be addressed so that you can make this really come full circle and properly end the chapter. Okay, yeah, you're going to get out your comfort zone now because you were comfortable with some toxic things. You're going to get away from that now. All right. Yeah, that's going to feel uncomfortable initially because you've been living your life a certain way for X amount of time. And you're not used to putting yourself first. You're not used to stepping into your strength. You're not used to breaking away and staying away. So yeah, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be foreign at first, but welcome it. Your soul and your spirit is getting drained day by day that you don't. Okay, so even for your own self-preservation, you have to break away, you guys. All right. Next thing, this is an obvious one. This is a no-brainer. No contact becomes challenging when you don't know your worth. Anybody that really knows their worth and has fully accepted that, and that's not walking in low self-esteem and self-doubt, is not going to be a second thought. It's going to be, hell yeah, I'm getting out of that situation. Are you kidding me? I deserve better than that. I'm not going to tolerate that. Are you kidding me? I'm not giving anybody the opportunity to ever do that to me. Again, I'm happy. I am thankful. I am blessed that God has given me another day to have life and experience it in another way. When you know that, suddenly no contact is not hard at all. It's not hard at all, you guys. But, when we first leave that situation, we're usually at our most broken state. So, have that in your logical mind so that when you start thinking of things that are beneath you, that are of your toxic shadow side, you know which side of you is speaking. And just because you think it, you ain't got to claim it, but, oh yeah, I see where I see where my starting point is. I have some work to do, but I'm able to intercept myself. I'm able to intercept myself when I start thinking of things that my toxic shadow side is saying. That's not my light side. That's not my healed me talking. That's my broken me. And as a matter of fact, it may even be echoes of that narcissist or toxic person. Okay? So know what that voice is and know when you need to redirect it right on away from you. I'm not claiming that. I'm not walking in that anymore. All right. The next thing, you guys, swallowed by the experience. Swallowed by the experience, the abuse and impossible depression here. All right. A lot of us have been in that situation for so long. And, and even for those of you who have been in it in a short amount of time, I've said this time and time again, narcissists can do a lot in a little bit of time. And that can be very draining to you. Very draining. But the key word is to keep our perspective. It is an experience on your journey. It's not who you are. It was something that you experienced. You don't have to take it on and basically make it like an organ inside of you, carrying it with you everywhere that you go. You can take your lessons and move on. Be like, yes, that was a season of my life. It's a season of my life. That's it. That's it. and experience, you guys, and get professional help to help you, break down and unpack this abuse. All right. And especially for depression, because depression on the worst end can lead to suicide. And we don't want that for sure. A lot of reason why no contact becomes challenging, you guys, is the survivor hasn't built a proper support system. All right. So, that's going at it alone. And have some survivors successfully done this? Yeah, they have. But it's going to be better to have positive vibes around you, have encouragement around you. You shouldn't be turning to their family and friends for that. Trust me. They're going to be the flying monkeys at this point. So you have to, sometimes we feel, well, I turned my back on them, my family and friends. Don't make that assumption that they're not going to talk to you, that they're not going to embrace you. They may have been praying for you for years, months, or however, for you to get out of this situation, and they're waiting for the day for you to call them. And if not, you have family and friends here in the community that understand firsthand. A lot of survivors, they feel lost. Oh, this one doesn't understand. They don't understand how hard it is. They don't understand the trauma bond, and certain things that you're going to have to heal from. The addiction that you had that you're working hard to break. Just like anyone that was an alcoholic and drug, you guys were addicted to each other. And now this is an addiction that has been pumping all types of hormones and dopamine through your mind. I've made an excellent video about the medical side of the trauma bond. Please visit that video to help give you some insight on that, okay? But once you understand these things, once your emotions start welling up inside of you and your emotions start trying to take the steering wheel to try to be the boss about this and that, your logic can go right on ahead and jump in there, just like you have to do with a child and a toddler. Mommy understands that you're feeling this way, but for your own good, it's going to be like this. I'm not going to allow you to do this. Yes, we can get understanding and clarity on this, but we're not going back there, honey. You have to learn how to intercept yourself. And then at first you may need, like I said, the professional help to do so. I do offer coaching. I have a website, LakiaCrawford.com, where you can schedule sessions with me, voice calls, FaceTimes, email coaching. I even have text messaging packages as well, you guys. So, I have resources, and there hasn't been one survivor that I haven't been willing to work with, and even on different budgets if you can afford my full price, all right? But closed mouths definitely don't get fed. Get the help that you need, all right? And she said, yes, in her messages to me, yes, I am on the path again for the 1,000th time. I pray every day for peace. Well, if you have to understand how you're going to come about getting that peace, all right? And it's not going to be by running back to the situations that's taking your peace. All right, that's not how you're going to get your peace. That's how you're going to get some hard lessons. All right, you guys. So the last thing that I have here on this list for reinforcement is you're not used to taking charge or taking control of your own life. That narcissist, who I'm pretty sure was very controlling, or toxic people, they love to be in control. This is, or at least the perception of feeling like they're in control. This is what they're going to thrive off of. And when they feel like they don't have that, that's going to be a sure way for them to run off into the sunset. Or should we even call it a sunset for them? That's a whole nother video. But, you may feel timid about this because in those type of relationships, they're trying to quiet you. They're trying to have you where you don't have a voice. They're not trying to validate you, so they're trying to invalidate you, right? So it may be a challenge for you to actually just step up in your strength and take charge of the situation. And a lot of times we don't even trust ourselves. And you feel confused and you're out of touch with even who you are, So all these things are coming into play. And that's why it's really, really great for you to have a support system, because this kind of abuse, is just going to take you a long way of helping you to remind you why you're doing this, okay? So, like I said, I felt like this was a great time to make this video as Valentine's Day is pending. I don't want you guys to get sucked back in to another love bomb phase. It should be insulting to you if they feel like they need to use this commercial holiday, because this is what they're doing, you guys. They're going to use the emotions that people put behind this holiday. And if you're already an emotional person, if you're already looking for a void to be filled, if you're already, still holding on to hope for this relationship to work, they can use this holiday and the emotions attached to it to play off of your emotions. It should be insulting to you that they would need, look, every day needs to be Valentine's Day if you with me, shit. Every day. What do I need this one holiday for you to actually show me love, show me care, and this and that? Why? Because I already buy myself roses and flowers when I feel like it. I'm already treating myself the way that I expect you to treat me. So I don't even need Valentine's Day for me to do that for myself. I get a box of chocolates when I feel like it. I go to 5-star restaurants all the time. So guess what? It's nothing new to me. You know what I mean? It's nothing new to me. So a lot of survivors aren't coming out of that energy. So when it appears and it sounds so romantic and sexy, ooh, they're coming back and it's on Valentine's Day. How special is that? We can reconcile and run off into the sunset. Even if half of that day seemed to go right, you're going to regret it. They're going to revert back to who they really are. I just don't want you guys to get caught up. I don't want you guys to get caught up. Don't fall for it. And as I suggested in my previous video, be your own Valentine. And that's a beautiful thing. What better way to kick off this no contact and to stand in no contact? Like, I ain't even checking for you. I'll be my own Valentine. After all the time that I've rejected and abandoned myself, which can be another issue with no contact, having issues with rejection and abandonment, and every time you go no contact, it's pricking you and pinging you and bringing this up inside of you. So, so much that has to be addressed here. But in the meanwhile, keep building your support system. All right, you guys, don't believe the fake hype. Okay, they are fake and phony. You already know this. They have not changed. Don't let them trigger in you that they have. Okay, which is another reason why people may have a challenge with no contact. Nobody changes overnight. No one changes in an instant. Okay. Look at you. You stayed in this situation for a certain amount of time. Even you come into this conclusion and you're trying to hold on to it and you're still working through things, you guys. All right. So I want you to stay strong in your no contact. Please watch my other videos for reinforcements. And I hope this helps everybody. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Definitely hit the like button to show love for this channel. Help it grow, you guys. And with that being said, you can do this. You can do this. Join my public and private support group for those of you who haven't and you're looking to extend your support system. The public support group is public. I have to let you in through that one, and I have to let you in through the public one too. Please answer the questions, you guys, for the public support group. Some of you may have requested me, but because you didn't answer the questions, I do think, don't know what to think about that. I put those questions there for a reason. Take the time out to actually answer those questions before I'll allow you onto the public support group. I do monitor both of them very heavily. And, some members I had to let go of, that were fake or just trolling. But yes, please answer the questions to get onto the public support group. The difference between the two is on the public support group, you can make posts, you can share things, but do not solicit on there and do not put non-related things, okay? I will delete them and, eventually I'll kick you out of the group, all right? With that being said, you guys, it was wonderful to be able to drop in. And like I said, I will be uploading additional content. Please make sure that you have subscribed and hit that bell so that you'll be notified. All right. All right, you guys. What do I say at the end of, pretty much most of my videos? Never give up on yourself. Continue to do the work. And until next time, please take care.